This is our digital strategy. Over the next few minutes, we will set out what we mean by digital and why it is important, our journey so far, our vision and strategy, the delivery principles we will follow, and how we intend to keep it live. The NIHR improves the health and wealth of the nation through research. With stakeholders from industry, charities, and patients and the public, we fund high-quality research to improve health, train and support health researchers, and provide world-class research facilities. Digital enables this work, increasing value for our stakeholders and enhancing their experience of research. Digital includes smartphones, social media, cloud computing, data analytics, and a range of emerging technologies. We use digital in our daily lives and in health and care. Digital is having a growing impact in providing personalised care. We are already funding research to understand the ways digital will improve research approaches. Stakeholders expect high-quality services that work well for everyone. Digital will also enable us to respond rapidly to the changing needs in health and care. Work to date is the basis for collaboration, shared systems and data standards across the NIHR. Now we want to be more ambitious, focusing on the needs of the wider research community. Digital will mean that we can be more and more patient-centred, do research better by making it easier to be involved, make a clear offer to the life sciences industry, develop future clinical researchers, do our business more efficiently as one single system. The strategy will deliver 5 new digital services, a platform to debate and shape research, including new ways for patients to influence the research pathway, a digital experience for patients and the public, which makes it easier to be involved, an end-to-end digital service to streamline processes for researchers and life sciences, a platform to attract and develop research professionals, data donor services so that participants consent and control the use of their data. Our approach puts patients at the centre, ensures real collaboration, and builds on tech that is already available, learning from others to apply. We will review this strategy regularly to ensure we are performing, are ambitious, and responding to changes in health and care. We will challenge our assumptions and look for lessons from others. Initially, we will use a small number of projects to prove concepts, demonstrate capability, and plan a full programme from April 2018. We will look for clear benefits, and key performance indicators will be identified, monitored, and realised.
Hi, I'm Will Crocombe. I was Information Systems Lead at a large clinical trials unit in the UK for many years, and I'm helping the NIHR with their springboard in electronic data capture. So electronic data capture is how we get data basically out of clinical settings and to the researchers that need it to do the analysis of the research. So currently, the problem with electronic data capture is that there are something like 50 clinical trials units, each with individual systems, which is obviously not efficient in terms of resource. It's not efficient either in terms of those people that are using those multiple systems and having to log into them at the research site, and that obviously has a major impact on what the NIHR do.
So I'm Jonathan Sheffield and I'm the Chief Executive, and I'm particularly passionate about this project because what we see when we look out there in the clinical research network are clinical research nurses and data managers who struggle from system to system and don't have a consistent approach to the way that they collect data. I see this as a way forward for us to take research and the data capture involved in research into the 21st century using modern digital platforms.
So you might imagine if there was a single platform organised by the NIHR, this would reduce the burden on the clinical trials units in terms of provisioning and maintaining these systems, but also significantly reduce the burden on the research staff at sites, again having that single logging and familiarity with a particular system. Once the digital platform is in place, we'll be able to introduce data standards and common data tools, which would also further enhance the ability to do research and reduce the resource impact.
The impact for me on this would also take forward how we interact with the MHRA and other regulatory bodies. They'd see that we have standard procedures, standard operating procedures, and hopefully that would reduce the regulatory burden that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis in the involvement of clinical trials. And if we actually achieve that, we'd start to see that we have a platform that would make the UK the place to go to conduct life sciences research.
I think that's absolutely the case. Certainly clinical trials units have a large burden in terms of the regulatory aspects of clinical trials. And you have to ask the question is whether a clinical trials unit is an organisation that should be building infrastructure for research or doing the research itself. And I think the latter is the case.
So hopefully this project will deliver over the next 3 months. We'll be out there talking to clinical trials units directors and their staff about what they see as the advantage and disadvantage of this step forward. And we'll also be talking out there to people out in the field who do the day-to-day data collection. But the whole purpose of this whole programme is to try to make research in the national health and social care environments easier, safer, quicker and more efficient to deliver.
I quite agree, and I think it's entirely possible. I'm very much looking forward to talking to members of the research community of all sorts about how we can put this together.
So thank you very much for your time, and look forward to meeting you and discussing this interesting project in the future.
Thank you.
Bye.
It's our belief that the app is going to fundamentally change the way we work with patients and the way we can communicate with patients. And we think it's really a 21st century approach to improving research. As you'll remember, this really came about because NHR does not have a way of saying thank you to patients on a national and systematic basis.
Yeah, and I think we underestimate the power of saying thank you. In research these days, we still don't have researchers thanking patients and their families for taking part in research. And it's just a really small gesture, but can really make a huge difference to the way that people perceive the research and also how they participate in research in the future, as well as getting involved in shaping research for the future as well.
That's really helpful, and I think your involvement, patient involvement, has really changed the way we've done this particular project, and for me is fundamental to it. It would be so difficult to have this level of patient involvement with our traditional approach. If we wanted to say thank you, we'd have to, design a database, we'd have to manage it, we'd have to update it, and then we'd have to mail shot using that. It would be very expensive, it would be very slow, it'd probably always be out of date, big information governance issues. And frankly, I guess the return from that would be pretty poor. So at the end of the day, for me, at best, that's 20th century. With the app, we've got a 21st century approach, which would really reach across the whole country and bring us much more diversity, do it in real time, and through its ongoing connection and consent processing we can have in it, we would be able to manage all the information governance and the necessary content management system. So it really, for me, is the necessary step forward.
I couldn't agree more, William. I think we're missing out on so many opportunities with regards to research for patients and members of the public. And we're really not engaging properly with patients because we need to make research truly accessible to everybody. And I think through an app which can be readily available wherever people are, I think it will really make a significant difference to the way that we do research, like you said, really from prioritisation of the research questions and ideas through to planning research, finding where we can take part in research, and really getting people excited by research. Because as a patient myself, I've witnessed firsthand the power of research, not only just on my health, but my confidence, and also on the skills and opportunities that I've received.
As you know, last week we agreed our preferred supplier, Tiger Spike. They've got a great team and a portfolio of products right across the world, from Australia through to healthcare and various major corporations. And they're very committed to improving the way people work and play indeed through technology. So our mission statements are pretty similar on this. They're in development, and we hope that we will have user testing of the product in February, and it will be available for release on the App Store by the end of March.
I think this is a start of something quite unique. It may seem different, it may seem something that we've not done before, but I think we have to take that step here in the 70th year of the NHS to transform our healthcare system to one that really meets the current needs of patients and families in the UK.
Hello, my name is Mark Portray. I'm the clinical lead for primary care in the West Midlands, and this little video is to introduce you to some work that we're bringing to the showcase, some work that's been done by the National Primary Care Specialty Group. And this is about how to better coordinate the use of IT in general practice. It's specifically about how to better use GP computer systems such as EMIS Vision System 1 to identify and recruit patients into studies. We can develop searches using the coded data in the databases, and we can develop little pop-ups that come up during the consultation alerting GPs about a study. And this work has been carried on over the years in a rather piecemeal way, with some networks doing a lot and some doing very little. And when you have national studies, it's important that we try to get this better coordinated so we don't have the searches being developed perhaps in different ways across England. So the work of the national group is to develop a system to coordinate this, so that one LCRN leads on this with the research team, develops and quality assures the search, and then we have a system to disseminate that search out to other LCRNs that want to deliver the study locally, and then eventually down to practices. This is very much work in progress. We're developing a Google site to coordinate this, and we're having discussions with system providers such as EMIS and System 1 as to how to use their systems to disseminate out to practices. So please do come along and see us at our stall. Thank you.
Hi, my name's David and I work with Kelly Hollier, and we are going to present the Across system at Leeds at the Accelerating Digital Conference. Across is a one-stop shop for accessing support from healthcare professionals such as nurses and other allied healthcare professionals in the delivery of research and research protocols. It is a capacity management tool that enables us to predict how we are meeting our targets and how we are supporting research over a 6 to 12 month cycle. It is a tool that attempts to deliver equal opportunities and access to our partner organisations, and attempts to give a rapid response as to whether we can or whether we can't support a particular study. It enables us to give us transparent access to service and to understand where we are, and in some cases why we're not able to support certain research projects. It also enables us to audit which research we're supporting across a geographical area. That's us. Come and see us if you've got any more questions. We'll be at the Accelerated Digital event in Leeds.
Hello, I'm Katja Lomme. I'm the CRN Business Change Manager based at the Coordinating Centre offices in London. And at the Accelerating Digital event, I will be representing the Single Research Intelligence System. So all the work that relates to the CPMS, LPMS integration and much more. So if you'd like to find out more, come and have a chat with me and we can discuss everything about it.
Hello, my name is Stephen Locke. I'm Head of Business Intelligence at the NIHR CRN Coordinating Centre. Unfortunately, I'm not able to come to the Accelerating Digital Showcase Day this year, which is a shame for me because last year's event was amazing, and I had the opportunity to present. But this year, one of my colleagues, Rory McHugh, who's Information Manager at the Coordinating Centre, has got something really exciting to show everybody. It's based on some work we've been developing over the last year using a tool called GeoAnalytics, which enables us to report activity and other things such as prevalence and incidence of disease using real interactive maps. So for example, you can zoom into a region where you have an interest and see how much activity has been going on there, or what the prevalence or incidence of disease might be. We think it's got a real potential for us to do some interesting stuff, particularly maybe around public health research and so on. So we're always going to show that to you all, and I'm sure gather lots of ideas from you too. So it's going to be exciting, and I hope you enjoy it.
Stroke thrombolysis to the resus ETA 8 minutes.
Okay. Just look at my nose for me, please. Just tell me which hand goes and point at.
Right. Left. Right.
Very good, thank you. Excellent. Let's review the image in this case. We need to be as quick as possible about it. I need to make a decision to thrombolyze this patient or not. Do you have the criteria for whatever study you think the patient might be eligible for?
Okay, so I'm thinking this one would be a good ECAS-4 one, so we look at extending the time frame for thrombolysis.
Okay.
Let me just have a look here.
And of all the studies that we have, that's the best one. There are so many, it's hard for me to keep track of.
No, yes, this is the best one for
Okay,
this
excellent,
patient,
excellent.
yes.
Fine, let me have a look.
So for the imaging criteria...
Yeah, for the perfusion imaging, please, what would the criteria be for that?
Oh, I'm really sorry, I know I do have it here, just hold me a moment.
That's right. As quick as you can, please.
Okay.
We have the criteria?
Yes, so the criteria is that we would need a PWI and to DWI ratio of 1.2 or more.
It's about 1.7 to me. I think this patient is eligible based on that criteria.
Okay.
So in general, we have quite a wide range of studies that we run here, and it means that we require quite extensive amount of paperwork that we have to carry around with us when we have to refer to information from inclusion into the trial. So instead of carrying loads of clipboards and big files, it's better just to have everything on your mobile phone, and you can access it anywhere in the hospital.
Right, very good, thanks. That's a total NIH score of 12.
Okay. So we need a range of between 4 and 26.
Excellent, excellent. So it looks like you're having a stroke, unfortunately. Because of the time frame that we're looking at for thrombolysis, you've missed the 4.5-hour mark for thrombolysis, but we have a study that we're running here that looks at thrombolyzing people out of hours. Is it something you might be interested in?
Yeah.